Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Muslimah Business Podcast. We are so excited to be joined today by Samirah from the We Got You Covered brand. And just like we do at Muslimah Business Podcast, we are going to get right into it. Assalamu alaikum, Samirah. How you doing?
Walaikum salam. I am great. I am so happy to be here. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. I will give you the stage to introduce yourself a little bit more and tell us more about you and your brand.
Okay, so I am Samirah. I am the co-CEO of We Got You Covered, which is a modest medical apparel brand. I have a partner. Her name is Tasha. Unfortunately, she's not able to be here today, but we have been selling modest scrubs for about a little over a year now. We have been in healthcare for 20 plus years combined,
Wow.
and we struggled for all of those years to remain modest while working in healthcare. We are both women that wear hijab, so it is important about how we present ourselves outside of our workplace and also inside of our workplace. And because we struggled for so long, we knew that there were other Muslim women out there that were also struggling.
Yeah.
So I would say we've talked about this for many, many years. And
Okay.
we just started putting, the conversation to action probably about 5 years ago, working on
Mm-hmm.
designs, doing background work with, interviewing people, trying to see what they want. And, that's how we are where we are today.
Alhamdulillah. And like I said, I feel especially honored to be doing the interview because my mom has been a nurse. It feels like almost my whole entire life, and I've seen
Inshallah.
her hijabify all types of outfits and show
Listen,
up as herself. But I'm sure she would have loved to be able to just go on and buy something that was just ready to go. She didn't have to sew. She sewed, so she didn't have to sew something, add sleeve. You know what I'm saying? So you just put it on, set it and forget it. So I think that is a real need. And I love the fact that you saw a need and you filled that niche in the market. So you told us that you are all in healthcare for 20 plus years combined. So how do you think that your experience? So as a person who's never been in healthcare, I may not know that you need this. How did your experience in healthcare kind of broaden your horizons? Like, okay, I know that as a nurse, you're going to need a pocket here, or how does that help you transition into the fashion industry?
I think that both of us working in healthcare was an important piece for the function side of the actual scrubs because, our main reason was like, no matter what, we need to cover our butts. We need this to
Yeah,
be longer, you know,
literally,
literally cover our
not just
butts. So,
figuratively.
right. And so the main objective was we need this to be longer, but also working in different fields and such, we knew that it had to have some functionality to it as well.
Hmm.
And you see the average scrub, and a lot of Muslim women just buy a bigger one. We didn't want it to be like a burlap sack.
Yeah,
We wanted
yeah,
it to be, presentable, to be nice, to be,
yeah,
not like it's to be fashionable, if I could say.
yeah. Absolutely. And you just kind of answered a little bit like, how do you kind of strike that balance between functionality, fashion style? Like you said, you don't want to have a burlap sack, and then also modesty. So, how did you all just really kind of hone in on that? How did you say this is the balance?
I think, like I tell the story when I was in nursing school, I asked for two sets of scrubs because
Hmm.
my everyone's modesty is their own journey, right? And
Yes.
so for me personally, I always wear some type of top that comes mid thigh. So I
Yep.
knew that it had to be longer. So I asked for two sets of scrubs. I took one, sewed it to cut it up, sewed it to the bottom, and that's how I was able to make it longer,
Hmm.
and so all the way back then, we both know how to sew. So
Yeah.
throughout the years, we've sewn our own scrubs. We've, like you said, done patchwork,
Right.
put something here, added a
Right.
piece, wore some type of long sleeve.
Yes. Made it
But
work.
when I look at myself and think about that, it kind of was patchwork. And
Hmm.
honestly, I felt at times that I didn't feel confident in my skills because I didn't feel
Mm.
confident in the way that I looked. So
Hmm.
I knew, I know that I need these certain pockets. I know that my phone has fallen out of my pocket into an Emerson basin, throw up, uh, a toilet, all these different things. So I'm like, we need a pocket that's gonna protect our phone and our things that we need.
Yes.
So we have a hidden pocket that zips right in the front, and you can put
Perfect.
essential items in there. We thought about what we need as we're working and how we
Yes.
want to feel.
Yes.
I don't want to be grabbing on my clothes if I'm giving compressions.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
Exactly. And I think that you really spoke to like kind of doing all of it, because you needed all of that. You needed the functionality first and foremost. I think that when you're doing anything, functionality is like number one. And then you were able to kind of bring on the other aspects. And then, like you said, I'm a big believer, like you have to feel confident in what you're wearing, how you're showing up in order to really, feel good about what you're doing and to do your best. So I love that you did that. So I'm sure that the journey wasn't always easy. I know that sometimes we come on a podcast like, yeah, I had this idea and boom. But what were some of your biggest challenges with bringing this to life?
It's still not easy. Okay. It is two of us, but we still work full time,
Mm-hmm.
other jobs. But we're passionate about this. So, some of the challenge are trying to manage everything. We're both mothers, we're both
Okay.
wives. And so just challenges of trying to manage those things while adding something new to your plate. But
Yeah.
the way that this is so important, we feel like the barakah, the sadaqah jariyah that it will continue to bring, we're helping women,
Mm-hmm.
Muslim women, to be modest while they
Mm-hmm.
can pursue these careers, where
Mm-hmm.
some women didn't think that that was possible because they look at what the uniform is and they're like, I can't wear that, you
Right.
know. So
Yeah.
there were a lot of challenges, like finding a manufacturer. Although we're not about to sew hundreds and hundreds of scrubs.
Right. Not possible. Not happening.
Listen, we went through a lot of different fabrics, a lot of different, manufacturers, and some of the work was not quality, and we
Yeah.
were, you know, it was so important for us to put out a quality product because we know what it should look like as women that know how to sew. We know what
Mm-hmm.
we want to put our name behind. So
Yeah.
we went back and forth for a long time, for a couple of years, really,
Wow.
before we found a fit with, a good manufacturer, a good company, people to help us with our designs that are in our brain,
Yeah.
combined with what other people told us. So it's a lot of behind the scenes work to bring something, of this magnitude to the scene.
Absolutely. And I think that you speak to just belonging, right? Like if you have the uniform, you feel like I belong here. You know what I'm saying? And I think
Absolutely.
that, like you said, this is bigger than just you two, or bigger than your own personal needs. You're like, this is allowing Muslimas to feel like they belong in this industry, feel confident and comfortable in this as well. So you mentioned earlier that you have a business partner, Tasha. So what
Yes.
made you all be co-CEOs? And what's your dynamic like as business partners?
So we've known each other. I always gauge everything by the age of my children. So I know it's probably like 27-ish years or so
Wow.
that we've known each other, and we've been close friends. We've traveled together. We've, done other things together. We both were doulas together. We
Wow.
kind of tag teamed, and when one was tired, the other one would fill in. You know how giving birth is. So
Oh, I do.
it can be a long process.
Yes, it can. Yes.
So we've worked together, in other areas within the community, serving plates on Eid, helping with the meals and stuff like that. So we've worked together in that aspect. But literally one day I was just frustrated with what I was wearing. The fact that
Hmm.
everything was like faded, it didn't look good. I either needed to sew or go buy something to patch it together. And I was like, you know what? I'm about to just uh make a scrub brand. And she was like,
Oh.
well, let's do it together. And I mean, that conversation, it was that small. And the way that anybody that sees us together, we've had to learn how to not talk over each other, because we literally are like twins that are not twins.
I love
We
it.
listen, I would love for you guys to meet the both of us, because we finish each other's sentences in a
Wow.
very, we always say that Allah put us together, because it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense sometimes that we can have a business meeting and not have talked about a thing, but we're talking about the same thing on the meeting. So it's
Wow.
really it's really a law. That's really
Yes.
all we can say, is that it's a law that actually put us
Yeah.
together to complement each other in the different things that we do within the business.
Within the business. So who actually designs the items for, is it just kind of y'all do it together?
We
Okay, so y'all come
both
together.
we both design together, we talk about it, we hash it out, and alhamdulillah, I can say that even when we don't like agree 100%, or we have a difference in opinion, we have found wonderful ways just to come to the middle ground. Like, what do you
Yeah.
think about this? And we'll talk it out in a way that it's like, oh, this is perfect, you know?
Yes.
So it's been absolutely amazing. We do it all together. What do you think about this idea? And it's like, well, I think we should do this. And then I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about that. It's
Right.
really, it's a match made by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I
Alhamdulillah.
cannot.
Alhamdulillah, I love that. I think the best partnerships come from friendships first and then build into partnerships, because I feel like you kind of already know each other. You kind of understand how you work, and then it just happens organically. I think that those are the best partnerships, and I think that they are
Agreed.
more lasting, alhamdulillah. So that's
But
really, really
listen,
cool.
the business world will tell you differently, because we
Hmm.
had a lot of business people that say friends should not be business partners, and it's at some point in this relationship it's not going to work as business partners. Like, these are non-Muslim business people
Yeah,
that are saying
yeah,
this, but
right.
we had a lot of people tell us that, and we were like, no, we believe in Allah. We know that Allah is going to, work anything out that we have. We always say Allah is our CEO. He's really our
Yes,
CEO,
yes, the one that's
so
in charge. Okay. I love it. Look, over here at the Muslimah Business Network podcast, we believe in friendships as partnerships, because we don't do cutthroat. You know what I'm
no,
saying? We don't do underhanded. We don't
absolutely
do
not.
dishonesty. We don't do unethical. So if you cut all that out, then you should be fine. And then I think that a friendship, you should be able to talk candidly. You know what I'm saying? And I
Exactly.
think
That's
that
the
once you do
thing.
that, yeah.
This is one of the adult friendships that I have, that I can tell her how it is 1,000, and she can do the same. And it's like, okay, like I receive, and so does she. So it's
Yes.
it's a it's a beautiful thing when you have those type of friendships. It's a beautiful thing.
I agree. I love, love, love to hear it. So, just a little bit more about the modesty aspect, because that's really what separates your brand from other, medical field fashion brands. So, what does modest inclusivity mean to you, and how does We Got You Covered reflect that value?
So I think, I thought about this question when I saw it, and I kind of touched on it earlier. Like, the modesty journey is everyone's personal journey, right? And
Hmm.
so it's really about how one person feels. We may feel one way as women who wear hijab and want to, present ourselves in a certain way, but that doesn't mean that the sister that doesn't wear hijab doesn't want the same type of modesty just because she's not wearing hijab, right?
Right,
And
right.
really, there are women who, maybe are fuller figured, that want or not want to be
Hmm.
modest as well, that, don't wear hijab and aren't Muslim. We do cater to Muslim women, but
Yeah.
it's really for any woman that wants to
Hmm.
be modest, that wants to be
Yes.
covered. Anybody knows in healthcare, it's a lot of inappropriate wears sometimes that you
Yes.
see, with the
It can.
way moving and
Yes.
bending and getting down, and it's
Yeah.
a lot going on. So it would behoove a lot of people to just cover it up.
Absolutely. And I love that you said that. This is not a brand just for Muslim women. This is for people who want to be more modest. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And
And
still look cute.
we have a lot of non-Muslim customers. We have some Muslim ladies that have put everybody on at their facility. Like, you see what I got
Wow.
on? Don't you want this? And they
Yes.
buy it. So
Wow.
it's been amazing in that manner.
Yes, and that takes me to my next question. How has your community, like, did you start off, like, who did you market to at first? Did you start with the people, your coworkers? Did you start with the Muslim community? And how did they receive your product?
So I'll be honest, we started promoting the product before, probably a year or so before we even had a product. online, social media, that's free marketing, right?
Yeah.
And so, because we're bootstrapping, this is literally
Mm-hmm.
our worked dollars that is funding We Got You Covered. And
Okay.
so we marketed to Muslim women primarily and interviewed different people, but we marketed women, to
Okay.
say, how do you feel about your current scrubs? What would you change? What we know what we would want, what we wanted to
Mm-hmm.
hear what other women wanted, because we're not buying them our, we
Exactly. You're not just making it for yourself.
right.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, it's a business, that you
Yes.
want to, be fruitful. So we did a lot of market research to ask women what they wanted, what they were
Mm-hmm.
missing, or what they thought would be different. And some things we wound up changing from the feedback that we got.
Mm-hmm.
Just by women that were like, look, I'd like to have this particular thing, or I'd like to have this, or something that does this, or this pocket is this way and I'd like it that way. So
Yeah.
we really just, surveyed people that we knew, and we did a lot of online surveys from people that we didn't know.
Okay. Well, I love the way that you said, because I find sometimes in business, people will dump a lot of money into it before they actually do some of that market research and figure it out. So I love that y'all did it the other way. You said you marketed for almost a full year before you even had your first product. So that way you had market research. You were able to understand what people wanted. You had your plan down pat. You already had anticipation from people who were like, hey, drop, we want it.
They were
So
like,
once you
hurry
drop,
up.
yes. So once you drop, you're not trying to hustle like at now I gotta move all of this. It's like, look, it's already out, certain, units already out the door because the anticipation has been built up. So I really love that y'all started that way instead of kind of putting the horse before the buggy kind of thing and then just like dumping so much money and now you have to really hustle to kind of make that back. So I thought that was a great gem there.
Alhamdulillah.
So we're going to move a little bit into the personal side. And I want to ask you, how do you stay grounded and spiritually aligned while managing the demands of entrepreneurship? You said you also, work full time, mothers, wives. How do you kind of balance those aspects of your life?
I think that, us communicating with each other, balancing. I think I have adult children, and adult children will really keep you balanced. And,
I hear that. I hear that.
because they will play you. So
Right. I keep
they,
asking people because I have teen, preteen, toddler, and I'm like, when does it get easy? They say never. Don't think that just because you have adult kids, you just gonna be mom all the time.
no, you're always my mom, but they will keep you grounded. I just really think, being Muslim alone, and knowing that this is everything that we do is for Allah's sake, right? And so
Hmm.
I think that's really what keeps us grounded, to say we want Allah's pleasure in anything that we're doing. We want him to
Hmm.
be pleased with it. We want him to put his barakah in it, right? So that's really, really what keeps us, where we need to go. It's like, okay, let me think about this. Am I aligning with this person? Does this make
Absolutely.
sense? What do they sell over there? Do I, no matter what they're offering us, is it going to go against some of our values? Because,
Hmm.
that's the most important thing. Allah can give and Allah can take. So you have to be, make sure that you're doing things in the proper way. So we kind of pull each other's toes as business partners. And I
Yeah.
feel that, we have good people around us, alhamdulillah, and,
Alhamdulillah.
other Muslim entrepreneurs.
Hmm.
I'm a part of a Muslim women's entrepreneur group. So it helps to have that, feedback from other Muslim entrepreneurs, and just like accountability.
Absolutely. And that was the reason why me and Alma, who are also business partners, decided to kind of do the Muslim Business Network because there's so many things, like you're saying, kind of the advice about not having partners as friends that we as Muslims do differently. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
so
We do
true.
business differently. We need another network where we can all say, hey, what's going on over there? And just be collective and share. So I love that you have a space, and we love that you're here today. What advice would you give other Muslim women looking to merge passion, purpose, and profession?
I think now is the time. I really think that now is the time for Muslim women to take the dive, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I've always taught even my children, like, the time is going to continue to go by. If we're waiting for this perfect timing for anything, it's never going to come. It's never
Nope.
going to come. That
Nope.
perfect time. So if Allah puts something in you, an inclination in you, for us to be talking about this, probably our whole friendship about, I used to say, why hasn't another big brand done it? Why would I say that?
It seems so obvious, doesn't it?
It
It just
seems
feels
so obvious.
so
I'm like,
obvious. Yeah.
there's a lot of big scrub brands. Why have they not done it? Some of them
Yeah.
even have Muslim ambassadors.
I
Why
know
didn't
some.
anyone
Yeah.
say, hey, could you make this a little bit longer?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So if Allah
Yes.
subhanahu wa ta'ala puts that inclination
Mhm.
in you, you have a duty and a responsibility to move forth with it. And Allah
Mhm.
will give you the tools and the things and the resources and the people that you need to, catapult forward, is really, how I believe. So if a woman has a passion and they have a dream, they have a
Mhm.
desire, and it's within the scope of what would be pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I don't
Mhm.
I
That
don't see
point. Yes.
any,
Alhamdulillah. Yes. Why not?
reason.
Mhm.
Khadija radiallahu anhu was a entrepreneur. So
She was.
why are we not seeking entrepreneurship?
I totally agree. I think that entrepreneurship could be a real resource and the key for a lot of Muslim women who are trying to balance so many things. I
Absolutely.
think it puts the power in your hand. And the
Hmm.
beauty is that most of the time it's filling a niche that other Muslim women need. Like, we got you covered. So I feel like, hey, it makes sense. I'll just put it like that. Where do you see we got you covered in the next 5 years? And what impact do you hope to leave on the healthcare and modest fashion industries?
So I think I'll say within the next 3 to 5 years, our goal and desire is to no longer be working for someone else,
Mm-hmm.
like we currently are, and that the business will be sustaining, what we currently do, right?
I
I mean,
mean, I put that up there.
right. One of our biggest goals and desires is, as you can tell, I'm very boisterous, and Tasha is very similar to me,
Mm-hmm.
right? I didn't have a problem going to the dean, going to any facility that I've worked at and said, listen, I know, we got to wear navy, fine, but mine's going to look a little bit different than everybody else's. Everyone
Mm-hmm.
else is not comfortable doing that. So, a goal of ours is to get into the school system so that we got you covered as an option. These young
Mm.
ladies that want to get into healthcare, they don't have to, be concerned or worried about what are they going to wear to clinical? What are they going to
Right.
wear after, they're finished? Because that's a concern for some women.
It is.
We went to ICNA last year and we met several young ladies that were like, oh my God, we didn't even know that modest scrubs existed. And
Mm-hmm.
they wanted to be in healthcare, but they decided not to because of what you have to wear, the regular traditional
Wow.
scrubs.
Yeah.
So, we want to be the answer for those young women, or any woman that has been struggling, trying to sew. Nobody Sewing is can be fun, but you really don't want to do that. You want to go on a website, go in a store, look in a book like everybody else is
Exactly.
doing, and say,
Mm-hmm.
give me that in a
I
large.
want that one, and comes together ready. You don't have to do all of these things to make it work. It looks cute. It's here. You're supporting a fellow Muslimah business. It's just all perfect.
Absolutely.
Alhamdulillah. Yes, I love that. I love it. So,
Thank you.
hey, I have really appreciated speaking with you today about We Got You Covered. I learned so much. Like I said,
Thank
my mom is
you.
a nurse, but I learned so much about just kind of your journey and how you all brought an idea to fruition. So now we're going to enter the quick fire question round. Okay, we're going to end it with a few quick fire
Uh-oh.
questions. Hey, let's go. So, tea or coffee during long work days? And I know you probably have some long days. What you going to? Tea or coffee?
I am always gonna go to coffee. Tasha's gonna
Okay.
go to tea or decaf.
Okay. Hey, I love it. I'm team tea, but I'm not mad at a cup of coffee sometimes. What's your favorite surah or quote that motivates you?
I would say I actually thought about this last night, and now I can't. Which of the favors of your Lord will you deny? That
Mashallah.
really
I love that
always
too.
resonates, because it's like Allah, he's really just in control of everything, right? And you
Absolutely.
have to, all of the things, whether they're good or bad, you always just alhamdulillah, because it could be a
Hmm.
reason. We don't know
Yes.
the reasons all the time, and sometimes it may look bad in our eyes, but
Yeah.
it's for a purpose. So
Absolutely. I love that one as well. That one is one that I talk to my kids about all in myself. And so I love that one too. What is one word that describes We Got You Covered's brand?
I would think one word is like innovation.
Mm,
As of to date, there's about four other modest scrub brands. And
mm-hmm.
so, this is a very small market that we're
It
that we're
is.
building up in, right? There's
Yeah.
thousands of sneaker brands. There's
Yeah.
hundreds of breads in the bread aisle. And so this is an innovation, that we've struggled, we've had the struggle, we know what it's like. So we feel like
Mm-hmm.
we are almost like we're perfect to present it, because we've lived it already,
Yes.
for other so that other people don't have to live the same journey that we lived when it comes to this. So I think innovation.
Innovation. I absolutely love it. What is your go-to stress relief activity after a long shift?
A lot of people may not like this one. I don't do it as much now, because
Okay.
my job is kind of like, I'm kind of soft nursing right now, but I
Okay.
used to go for fast drives.
Oh, oh, I was not expecting that. A daredevil, a speed chaser, if you will. I love it.
Yes. So I would always go for drives alone. I've slowed down the speed that I use now, but in the past it would always be speeding. I cannot lie.
Wow. I love it because I also have I say I have a heavy foot and I love speed. I want a four-wheeler, all of that. So I love it. What is your dream collaboration or brand partnership?
I think I don't know. I really was trying to come up with something for this one, but I don't know that there's like a dream, like one particular company.
Hmm.
We are true, collaboration over competition. Like,
Hmm.
we want to just collab obviously with other women, but other Muslim brands. There are so many, Muslim women doing great things, and
There are.
we have amazing ideas, in our head, on paper, in our meetings, that,
Hmm.
we see hijabs, we see, other things as well, shoes, we see, a clothing line as well, with, because it's the whole woman, right? I'm a nurse, but I like
Yes,
to look nice outside of this as well. So
absolutely. Yeah.
we see a big future when it comes to that, but we are so like just collaboration with women in general, and I think that we are so much stronger together than apart, that we welcome any collaborations with particularly Muslim women, but women in general,
Yes.
so
Yes,
alhamdulillah.
I absolutely love that answer. You said, "Look, I don't have one. Come on, I'll take
Come
it
on now.
all." Yes, I love it. Well, that was my last question today. Like I said, I've learned so much, and I will be making dua for the success of We Got You Covered. I am going to be a firm. I'm going to suggest to anybody who's looking for some modest scrubs, they know where to go now, and inshallah, you get everything that you are desiring and more,
I
inshallah.
mean, Jazakallah, we appreciate that so much. I'm just happy that we, ran into you guys and saw you, because I love what you guys are doing as well. I think it is beautiful to highlight Muslim women. I know a couple of people that, have been on, and I just love it. I love what you guys are doing, and I'm
Alhamdulillah.
I'm happy that we were able to come together and do this.
Absolutely. And I never say bye, I say inshallah until next time.
Absolutely, because we'll be back, because you got to
Yes.
meet Tasha.
Hey, yes, I do. I want to see the synergy in action, inshallah. All right. Well,
Inshallah.
inshallah, enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so
Assalamualaikum.
much. I appreciate it. Assalamu
No
alaikum.
problem.